day at work. Ugh. Open keys. Oh snap! It came. Yes. My package. What could it be? Let's whip out. Let's open my package that finally came. And these scissors don't work. Hey, Mr. Package. Opening Mr. Package. Hey, Mr. Package. Let's set it down on the table and let's do the final piece of the unboxing. Oh! Yes, my cologne came. My Creed Aventus. Oh, baby. Very excited. Very excited. Let's unbox it. I love unboxing my brand new cologne. I feel like a kid in a candy store. Creed. Look at the guy who made Creed. James Creed and Olivier Creed. Straight out of Paris. All right, let's go. Let's go. Let's read this portion real quick. I don't know what it is. It's just the history of Creed. Actually, it started in London. In London, James Henry Creed founded the House of Creed, which fast became a favorite with the court of England. Okay. I'll read the history later because I'm very excited. And there we go. My new Creed bottle. Baby, to go with the rest of my Creed bottles. Let's go. It's your boy Charismatic Lee with another episode of Talk What You Know. Let me start by telling you guys how I even became a cologne collector. So back in high school, I was a rising senior and I was boys with a rising sophomore who was having a party at his house in Willingboro, New Jersey. Which if you from Camden, unless you got family in Willingboro, you don't go there that often. So he was having a end of summer party. Went to his party. I was the first one there. He showed me to his room, and in his room, two things instantly jumped out. He was the first person I ever saw with a computer in his room, and he on his dresser was all these colognes. It's like, son, where you get all this cologne from? He said, my mom works at Macy's, and she brings them home for me. He had more cologne than anybody I had ever seen. And in my mind, I was like, I want that when I get a chance. So like that was always embedded in my brain. Then when I got out of high school, one of the jobs that I was working, the lady bought me a bottle of Polo cologne. That was my first ever cologne. And I almost never even wore it. Other people would come over my crib and wear it. And people would be like, yo, let me get some of that cologne. Eventually, I started wearing it and I liked it. And that kind of got me hooked. Said I'm going to start buying my own. Then I moved out on my own finally and started buying my own cologne, building my collection. I used to kill the department stores really hard. I still do, actually. And that's where we went. It determined that the scents that I like were really kind of like citrusy and fruity and like light florals. I'm not really a big wood or musk guy. A lot of guys are. So each person individually, you got to figure out the scents that you like, the scents that other people say that they like on you, how strong they are, how much you could spray. We'll get into a lot of that. But each person, whether you are a male or a female, you have to determine what type of scent you like. Everybody is different, and everybody's skin and their body composition reacts differently with the different bases of each scent. So there's a top note, there's a heart note, and there's a bottom note to every scent. The top note is the note, the actual scent that you smell in the store when you spray it. The first scent that you smell. Then there's the second note or the middle note that basically is after your cologne wears on your skin for about, let's say, a half hour. That's the smell that you smell. That's different than the top note in most cases. Now that can be different on if you're a female, it can smell the same cologne can smell differently on your ex than on your new boyfriend, then on your little brother, then on your older brother, then on your dad. The same cologne can smell differently on 5 different people. And then there's the bottom note when it's wearing off, when it's lingering, when it's CI just really at its highest effect. CI just the whiff that you smell when somebody walks by. That is the final effect. That may smell differently on different people. You never know. One's fragrance might like smell really good on one person. It might stink on another person. Just depends. Having said that, because I started to get serious about cologne. Like every time I would go and like say Macy's, I would get a bottle of cologne from my what I called her my cologne wife. She would always like put me on to what was new and what I didn't have, and I started buying a lot of cologne. What happened was people would keep going like, I got that, oh I got that, I got like 7 of those, like I got that, I got that, I got that. I got tired of hearing people say that. Like we all had the same exact cologne, which was frustrating to me. So I became a cologne snob. I started giving cologne away to young boys who would come over. or some parent would say like my son about to turn 13, or you know what I mean, I'm getting my son into it. Like if I had an extra bottle that was running out or something, I would give it away. And it got to the point where I got so tired of people saying that they had the same things that I had, and I just wanted to be different. So then I started trying to outdo people or just not have a lot of what you had. So what I started doing is based on my demographic, buying stuff that was more expensive out of people's like where they normally would go. So now that I'm in what I call a new demographic where I'm purchasing more expensive colognes that last longer, that aren't cheap, now you get a whole bunch of other people who have the same thing as what you have. So my next mission is to start venturing out to different spots, different areas, going to like antique cologne stores, like maybe not the big chains, and see if I could start sneaking, getting getting different colognes like that nobody ever heard of. And obviously, if they sell it, that means they made more than one bottle or more than one batch. So, people are going to have the same as you, but the goal is for people to not have like the majority of the same things as you have. Like everybody not have a bottle of Polo Red because they sell it at Macy's and it costs $60 and you can just go get it. Now, just because it is sold in a department store doesn't mean it doesn't smell great, right? You may have a 30 or 40 cologne bottles straight out of Macy's and they all smell good to you. That's fine. What I'm saying is I just don't want you to have a lot of what I have. And if you do, then I start venturing out trying to get things that you don't have. And people are like, where you get that? I'm not telling you. Google it. So anyway, most of my collection, that's how I became a cologne snob. And most of my collection is citrusy and fruity, and floral. I have a lot of parfums. I realized that the more expensive a cologne gets, the more it becomes a parfum. So there are 3 like major types of perfumes in the fragrance family. So you have your Eau de Parfum, you have your Eau de Toilette, and you have your Eau de Cologne. First of all, the reason why cologne is called cologne because it was first developed in Cologne, Germany. If you didn't know that, it's a piece of general knowledge for you to have. There's a city in Germany called Cologne where the first cologne was created, and it just caught on. We'll call it cologne. Anyway, there's different levels of cologne. Now, because you purchase a cologne, it doesn't necessarily mean it's for a man or for a woman or for a male or female. Cologne is basically the concentration of oil in your actual fragrance versus water and whatever chemicals they put in it, like alcohol, for example. Also, in order for a fragrance to be a cologne, it has to have a citrus note. It has to. It has to have orange in it, or lime, or some type of citrus to be called a cologne. Now, parfums have 50 to 40% oil. That they have low alcohol and they last longer. Generally 4 to 5 hours. A parfum will be a pure perfume. Now there's Eau de Parfum as well. They have 10 to 20% oil. They actually last 4 to 5 hours. The pure parfums last even longer. Then there's the Eau de Toilette. They have 5 to 15% aromatic compound, and they're best worn in the summer because they're light and airy. And then you have your actual colognes, which are 2 to 6% oil. Colognes contain a lot of alcohol. So if you like scents, but you have sensitive skin, then you want to go with the pure parfum. So that's what you're looking at on your bottles. So let's look at my collection and for you to get an idea of what I have. And then we'll wrap it up with how to actually wear and apply cologne. So